Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Alliance Live Show number 24. I'm your host, Ramon Azab, a.k.a. Reman with the Alliance, and today I'm joined again by my co-host and the Golden Chinchilla and, the answer to all your hopes and dreams himself, good old Maurice. How's it going, brother?
Good evening.
What you're looking at now is some territory battles footage of my Phoenix battle in Phase 5 of TB, and I just wanted to play that in the background so you guys can check it out while we discuss some of the things that have occurred over the last few days. So I guess we had the Pieces and Plans event. I have not completed mine yet, so we're actually going to do that here live on the stream. I'll do my event and I'll get my BB8 and we'll go ahead and try to level them up as much as I can. How did you fare?
Oh, that one was that was pretty easy. Now, I've been playing a long time, so I have all these characters. The event itself was pretty easy. I didn't find it difficult at all. My Zeta Kylo pretty much carried me through the whole thing.
I figured that. I figured Zeta Kylo alone would pretty much handle that event. It sucks, I remember the days when the Yoda event used to be challenging, and it was like a kind of like a badge of honor to have acquired the character and gotten it done. I remember battling, the first time for Yoda. It took me literally an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half to finally beat him, and it was just a bit of RNG that got me there. Do you remember that initial Yoda event? Did you get him the first time or the second time? Were you playing at that point?
I think I got him the second time. I don't think I could beat it the first time.
Yeah.
But I did get it the second, and it was challenging. I almost had to, it took me 15, 20 tries to get it right, get the right RG, the right lineup, stuff like that.
I got him the second time to 7-star. The first time I got him to 5 stars, I was using him in Arena at 5 stars. He was fine. I mean, he's one of those characters that actually works at a lower star level because you use him for his utility. It's more about the abilities and what he can do for the rest of the team than him necessarily having a higher star level. And at that point, the star levels weren't quite as important as they are now, needing 7-star to get gear 12. Back then, the star levels were, a little bit of a boost, but really just gave him more health and eventually protection, but it was just about really being able to survive. But I remember him going 3 or 4 times sometimes initially before you got a chance to go once, and that was what made that pretty challenging. So anyway, we have the most recent update, which was on yesterday, 9/29, just basically detailing that they gave all the guilds that got 43 stars in the previous territory battles some new rewards because the actual gear was bugged. They weren't getting the correct rewards that they were supposed to get. So now that has been fixed. How many stars did you guys get? Were you guys affected by this? Because we were.
No. We're not at the 43 star range yet, man. We got 40 last week, so.
Yeah. No.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, we had gotten some pretty bad rewards for several territory battles in a row, and I think that there was definitely something wrong with it. I don't know if it was wrong the whole time or if it was just that territory battles, but they ended up giving us a few extra pieces. I actually have a screenshot that I'll show here in a few minutes of the reimbursement for the lost rewards. So it's pretty cool. Now they also just made some general fixes. They added the functionality for specific Google promotional gift card redemption, and some stuff about different languages and changing the way it looks on screen. But that's pretty much all the news that we have since the release of the Pieces and Plans event, which we went over last week. So, I mean, how did you guys fare in the most recent territory battles? Did you do well? Did you beat all your battles yourself? Did you have any losses?
I had 113 combat phases complete. I think 4 or 5 guys did about the same. I'm not sure. We might have had one perfect. Pretty good. We're making a lot of progress. Our Rogue One teams are kind of slowly developing, so this day 6 can be kind of tough on us. We got guys going in there getting 2, 3, just because we have the airstrike, they bring in like their turret, their gen only, and get through the first phase, get part through, the second, just bomb it, and that's all they could do. But
Yeah,
we're working on that.
I had some trouble. I lost a battle in phase 4, actually. Okay, I lost a battle in phase 4. Don't know how it happened. Just got to the end, and I went in there with my Zeta Qui-Gon team, and I thought to myself, like, Jedi are going to wipe these guys out. And I at the end, I just got floored, And then I beat all the battles through phase 5. Beat the Rogue One event. Beat the Phoenix event, or the Phoenix battle, the Rogue One battle, rather. And then I beat the Rebel battle in phase 6 also. I lost again in the light side battle on the bottom of phase 6. When I got to the 5th round, it was a whole bunch of skulls, and I got floored. But other than that, so I did I think like 111 or something like that, which is not great. I should have done a lot better than that. But hopefully next TB I'll be a little better prepared. Again, I shouldn't have had a loss early in the the 4th phase, and definitely going into that last battle, I got to make sure my resistance team has a bit more potency, because I went into that last battle, and it was like in the 5th wave of that battle, I couldn't stick and expose at all for anything. I think the potency is too. I just kind of modded them, to win in PvE content. I didn't expect. I wasn't thinking about how much potency they had until I realized like that it really affected the way the team worked. Because if you don't expose with that resistance squad, you might as well just throw the hat in. You're not getting.
Yeah, I think I actually lost in the 5th phase. I tried to get like way too cutesy with this team I brought in. Like it was just something ridiculous. I can't believe I got 5 phases like Farm Boy Luke, and there's a bunch of ridiculous characters I had left over.
Even this
cute lost one.
Even this Phoenix battle. It's kind of it's hit or miss. If you get 5 skulls on the last board, you might be in some trouble. It really depends on the layout of the opponents. If you get the OPS, or if you're getting just regular stormtroopers or snow troopers, obviously once the ball gets rolling for them, it's tough to come back. But when you have protection regeneration characters like the Phoenix characters, it makes it a little bit easier if you're smart with your protection regen and your healing, and so on and so forth. You can give yourself a little more longevity through the phases, or through the waves. So we did okay. We got 43 stars, hoping to get 44 next time. I think we were close. We just kind of missed by about $1 million or something like that. So I think next time we got it, especially with the addition of BB8 now. The character GP is going to go up a little bit because of that across the board. So pretty cool. But what are your thoughts initially so far on BB8 now that you have them? Have you played around with them at all? Have you leveled them up?
I think I got to about gear 8 and just like mid 60s level. I won't be able to use in anything competitive for a while because I have 0 purple mats. So like all his abilities are still at like level 3 and 4. I think it'd be fantastic for the raid. Like today we did a tank raid in my guild, and guys, just with very little effort and under geared BB8, we're almost doubling their P2 resistance scores. We had a guy get 7, 8, 9 million. Just with these little brand new BB8s no one even knows how to use. Like their first try getting 8 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, just going back to what I mentioned earlier, we were talking about the rewards, and this was what we ended up receiving here. Ended up getting 100 crystals, 16 stun cuffs, excuse me, 25 MK4 Carbantes, and 30 of those biotech implants, the gold ones. So that's not bad. You know, 30, that's almost, you know, that's pretty much like half a piece. And, you know, I'll take stun cuffs whenever I can get them. Overall, I think it was good to get something for getting, you know, lower rewards. But that's pretty much just a look at what we received, you know, in our inbox for getting 43 stars. Yeah, I mean, did you guys get good rewards from the territory battles? Because, I mean, like I said, this is really the first time that we got anything, you know, decent because of the extra stuff that they gave us. But, you know, the rewards in general were pretty horrible.
Well, what it looks like what you got there, we got all in one package. We got it all at once. I guess maybe just the rank 40 or the 43 star reward just, I guess, gave you guys the old boxes and it didn't include the update, maybe? Is that what it was?
Yep.
Like, yeah, we got all of ours in one chunk. It was, I mean, there's still, for the amount of effort you put in there, it's better. But still, just, it's a lot of work. These territory battles are. It's just, it was cool getting some older gear, and of course the stun cuffs, the stun guns, even some of this new Gear 11 purple gear that was in there. It's helpful, but, you know, give us a full piece. Just one full piece, you know, guaranteed. If you get over, you know, 35, 36, 37 stars, whatever it is, it's better, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning animation here, you're over at what Maz Kanata's tavern here for, or the watering hole for the legendary event. That's that's from The Force Awakens, the broken down castle. So right. that's a new background, a new map.
Now your first order here is all tricked out, aren't they? They all like Gear 11 plus, Gear 10 plus.
Yeah, they're all Gear 11 modded. The exception being actually First Order Officer. I think he's only Gear 8. But
that.
But yeah, no, I've had the rest. I've had the rest pretty much leveled up since the beginning.
Yeah, and the toughest part about this event is not the gameplay. I think it's one of the easier ones. I mean, the hardest part for a newer player is going to be getting that TIE Pilot and Stormtrooper up. I mean, that's tough. Those are hard farms. I know they put TIE Pilot in the fleet store now, but I mean, still, I mean, you're not going to get enough pulls out of him in a week or two, you know, preparing for this event. I mean, this is going to be very tough to do for a newer player because you got 2 hard nodes and 3 nodes, 2 for the TIE Pilot and 3 for the Stormtrooper.
Master's saying that my mic is messed up. Do I sound bad on the stream?
I've got the stream muted. Hold on one second. No, you don't sound too bad, man. It's kind of quiet.
Yeah, I guess Master's just crazy.
Master, what's up? How's that Ezra doing, man?
Right. Let's see if I can one-shot BB8 here. No. Yeah, I mean, these battles are just too easy, you know. But one thing that's cool is adding a new Resistance character to the game in general. But as we get to, you know, round 7 here, you know, the one thing I love about these events is the crystals that they give you in the credits. I mean, it's like a nice boost, like especially if you're, you know, a little low on crystals. You know, you have a couple hundred crystals, you know, that you end up with like you know, 500 plus after the event. But
yeah, it's cool. I mean, most of the credits go towards putting the stars on BB8. You know, I think maybe the first million or so you get for the first 4 extra, but everything else, you know, 5, 6, and 7, I'll give you just enough to take him to that star level.
Thank you, Kuzo. Yes, I am the king of background noise. I had in my earlier videos, I used to have a like a beeping sound in the back of my in the back of my videos
because smoke alarm. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. It wasn't even a smoke alarm, but I mean, but it sounded like a smoke alarm, so I understand. But it was yeah. Everybody all the time, man. You get comment on the video, Ramon, that beeping. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Oh, so, you know, we're facing Smuggler Han. I didn't even notice we're facing Smuggler Han and Chewie here. Did you level up any of those characters? Did you buy any packs for Han or Chewie?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'll just wait for them. I mean, they look great. I'm really excited about them.
I really like Smuggler Han a lot.
Yeah, but I don't need them. I've got plenty of characters. I don't need them really. You know, I don't know. I can wait. I have plenty of characters to play with.
Right.
While I wait on them. I did take the plunge to get a Logray I'm pulling Logray out of the crystal shipments. I don't know how well he's going to be, but I just kind of want to have 7-star Ewoks, you know, when that ATST event comes back.
So Logray is the one you're going for? You know. Oh, there's another animation here again. BB8's getting shot at. Okay, let's see. Is this the last part of the event here? Maybe it is. I think the key here is just get rid of BB8. You know, he's really gonna ramp up this team. Now, is Smuggler Han considered? He's not considered resistance, right? He's just a scoundrel.
Yeah, he's just a scoundrel. I think that's his only tag is scoundrel and light side, and then whatever he is. I guess he's an attacker. I don't think he has any other affiliation whatsoever.
I think he should have been resistance. I mean, like, you know, he was definitely a part of the resistance there at the end. You know, I mean, in the movie. But, I mean, I can understand why they probably didn't do that. But, still.
Since we're talking about this, T-Money just asked, do you guys think this is a hint for the Jedi Rey event? I think we might need Smuggler Han and Chewie for her. Could you see them adding the 2 smugglers along with BB-8 as 3 of the 5 characters that you might need to get Rey if they were to do like a hero's journey for her?
I see that definitely happening, but I mean, I don't know if that's what they're leading up to here. No, I don't think Smuggler Han and Chewie are going to be the ones that you need for Rey. I think to get Rey, it'll probably be something completely different. I don't know. I had an idea about this before, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember, you know, what I was thinking. I remember it's. I don't know if it was. I don't think you'll need. I don't think you'll need them. I think you'll need. I think it'll definitely be a legendary event. You know, no matter what. But I'm not sure. Wait a minute, I'm getting dominated here. I hope I don't lose this.
No, this is just when Kylo just comes in and just. You got a Zeta on Kylo or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just when Kylo comes in and just wipes the floor with them all.
I don't know. I mean, I think that she'll definitely be coming in a legendary event. I think that we're going to probably get her and Old Man Luke here at some point. Not sure. I don't think they can do a legendary event for both, right? So I think, you know, one of them is going to be like pay to play, and then one of them is going to be, you know, different. I also wondered myself if we're going to get some version of Snoke here in the game. Don't know if they're going to do that, because I think if they did Snoke, it'd probably be closer to Episode 9, or maybe even after the movie, like a couple of months after the movie came out. But we'll have to see. I don't know. I just as far as Rey is concerned, I think she'll be a legendary character for sure. I don't know if it's going to be Smuggler Han and Chewie that you need to get her. I think it'll be, you know, maybe Resistance themselves. Maybe you'll need Resistance to get her. You know, maybe you'll need, you know, Rey and you know, Finn and all them to rescue her or something. I don't know. I personally think Rey's going dark side eventually. So it depends a lot on how that goes too. because I'm sure it'll be it'll be canon to like whatever's going on in the story. So Snoke, I think, is going to be a force wielder. I don't think he's going to have like a weapon specifically, but yeah, I would love to have him in the game. I think he's going to be somebody who can do like some serious things, and I'm hoping that they do that to Old Man Luke too. I'm hoping Old Man Luke isn't holding a lightsaber out there. I'm hoping he's more like kind of like older Yoda, and he's just got like super strong force powers, and he can just do like these maybe like massive like AoE damage abilities. That would be cool. Or he could be kind of somebody like Hermit Yoda that just kind of helps the whole team. All right, so we're into the final part here of this. So let's see. It's going to work on Rey because that's the real damage dealer on their squad. Even though Han can do some damage with that AoE attack. I love how, like, when you're facing them, what's the name of that ability? Something Destiny? That
BB8 ability?
Yeah. Like BB8 doesn't need BB8 doesn't need to have that 75 cooldown, when he's facing you. He just has it right away.
Yeah. Yeah. That works, man. Illuminated Destiny is the name.
Illuminated Destiny, yeah, there you go. Okay, let's get rid of BB8 here. And that's going to be a wrap, I think. Pretty much just going to take out Finn. But, yeah, I think we'll see some version of Luke and, a version of Rey. I also think we're going to see these Praetorian Guards. Now, there's rumors going around that the Praetorian Guards are actually going to be the Knights of Ren in some form. So I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, then they may have some sort of synergy with Kylo Ren. I'm wondering if we're going to get another version of Kylo Ren also, maybe like without the mask, with different abilities. I'd assume so. They're going to make a character for like every thing that happens. So like, they'll make a different version of Kylo, they'll make a different version of Rey, they'll have different versions of Luke. I'm wondering if we're going to get like Leia from the Resistance. That'd be kind of cool too. So we'll see. So here it is, 100 shards, 50 crystals, and 1,000,000 credits for the final tier of the event. So we're going to get prompted now to activate BB8, which we'll do. Still want 100 credits from you just to activate a character. Why?
Yeah.
Why? There you go. 5-star character, as all legendary characters are. BB8 is so cute. So let's get him to 7 stars. Have you noticed like a weird tick in the starring mechanic lately? Like when you're playing the game, like it's not starring the characters correctly. Like sometimes when I 7-star a character, it looks like they're still 6 stars. Is that happening to you too, or is that just me?
I don't know specifically that one, but there has been a few noticeable areas. Like there's a couple times where like mods are like recently, like if you do like 5, 10, 15 challenges, like right there, mods all at once.
Like right there, like right now, like right now. If you look at it, when it's all done, you'll see that it looks like BB8's only 6 stars, but I just 7 starred.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
There are some visual bugs, with this patch, man, and none of them are like game altering. It's just like right there is a perfect example when you're trying to look at the mods. When you farm them, you click on the mods to see if you get any good ones. The mod screen like pops up behind the reward screen. You got to exit out to look at the mod. Some other things, little tiny things. Some of the shadows are a little pixelated.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my device. I don't know.
I'm not going to have enough. Let me see what happens after we get this achievement. For getting BB8, we get 500k and 50 crystals. Let me see. Maybe I just. Maybe I just refresh this. Get another million. Another 600k. Oh, I don't have enough currency. That's awesome. I'll get that when I'm done with the with my arena battles for the day. But all right, so I can get him almost to level 85. Who doesn't have 6 million credits, huh? These days, just laying around. You know, that's the thing. But
You're a lucky man. I can't keep more than 1 million. I'm addicted to leveling up mods. I cannot stop leveling up mods. It just doesn't matter. I find some little cute use for it and just level them up on a whim and put them on a character. The good news is, because I've been doing this, most of my characters that I have do have 5-star mods across the board, so I'm getting a lot of GP from that. You know, and you'd be surprised how much GP you accumulate if you just put 5-star, 4-star, whatever maxed out mods on all your characters. I wouldn't delete any mods and sell any mods now, unless you're just stacked across the board. I would keep them all.
Oh yeah.
Like even those crappy ones from when mods very first came out and everyone was just spam farming health mods. Like even those ones you have from the very, very beginning, you can slap them on your characters you never use.
Yeah. And now I don't have any more credits either to level them up. So this is where BB8's going to be for right now. But we'll get back to him later. Moving along, however, we want to go into the meta report. So we're going to do that here. Now, the top 10 leaders at rank 1. Surprise, surprise, Commander Luke is number 1. He's actually now taken an even bigger part of the pie, and it looks like he's basically at 70% pretty much of the pie with, about, I'd say like 20% going to General Kenobi and about 15% going to Rex, and then the additional 5% of the pie is divided between from 4th to 10th, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Admiral Akbar, Finn, Qui-Gon Jinn, Wedge Antilles, Darth Maul, and then Grand Moff Tarkin, with 5 leaders at rank 1. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, are you seeing all this, just General Kenobi lead, Luke Skywalker lead?
I mean, it's
pretty much all the deal.
My chart is getting, very, very generic across the board. It's just it's either like the Luke Skywalker, Raid Han, kind of GK comp, or it's a GK CLS R2 Thrawn, Nihilus comp, or there's one more, the GK Barriss combo, which is kind of dumb to use GK with Barriss, but I mean, people have been doing it. I mean, you can see it here. People are using GK leads for Barriss.
Why do you think it's dumb?
Because it's so easy to beat. All you do is just fracture or buff block Kenobi, and then you just pound on Barriss so she's dead. Like it's super simple. I don't understand why people use both. But if it's working, it's working. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I actually,
I'm an arena guy. I've always been. I've never been really the raid guy. I've been more about arena. And not like I don't like raids or I don't do raids. It's just when it comes to my favorite part of this game and what I really get involved in, what I really spend my time trying to develop is my arena team. And I try to get good mods for them, try to put together multiple different good arena teams. And right now, arena sucks. I'll tell you. I'm just not really thrilled about the fact that it's again just the same two characters in Arena, and everybody has the same exact team. Raid Han is amazing right now, which is cool. I mean, he does definitely need his time in the spotlight too, but I like a little bit more diversity. I didn't like it before, where like every team was good. Like you could literally run every single Arena team and you were good. But I think that there should be a little bit more of a differential. I mean, I'd like to see like a really good dark side character in the running there too. Maybe Grand Admiral Thrawn seeing some more play, or anything. I mean maybe Vader, or somebody that kind of counteracts this Luke thing. I love Commander Luke, and I think he's a great character. I just think that it's just a little bit too much. It's just my opinion.
Broke the game.
Yeah.
CLS broke the game. That's pretty much what happened. It's just like.
But it's just.
Everything's the same because everyone's just using characters that complement CLS.
Right, but besides CLS, it's all the same. I mean, it's R2D2, it's General Kenobi, it's Raid Han, and everybody and their mother has a Raid Han now. Couldn't this guy have been good when I got him? Like when nobody had him? You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was like a rare character still, like when just a few people had him because they unlocked him. Now he's good 2 years later, and that's the deal. I mean, having General Kenobi was great because, when you had General Kenobi, I mean, that was a huge piece, to be able to, to be a part of a good guild, that was, able to beat the heroic raids, early enough to get, General Kenobi shards and unlock him and get him to 7 stars. That's great. I feel like, I'm going to have a similar advantage to getting like Hermit Yoda, but, it's.
Or you guys personally will have a huge advantage in Alpha, getting Hermit Yoda first. I mean, you guys will have a massive advantage in that department.
Right, but
now with all these extra battles, and
how great?
I mean, you're getting 5,000-6,000 more currency a week.
But is Hermit Yoda gonna trump Commander Luke Skywalker? I don't know.
Doubtful.
I don't think so.
Doubtful.
I don't think so. So even if I get Hermit Yoda, I mean, where am I at? You know what I'm saying? General Kenobi was essential to the meta when he came out. So I mean, having him, made a change. General Kenobi's still great right now. I mean, he's probably one of the best kits they ever made. I just again, I'd like to see Arena get back to where it was. I mean, I had a conversation about this with some of the guys over at CG, and they were saying that that they kind of like the way the cadence structure is working now, and that's pretty much typical of most mobile games. The characters are going to be released after 2 months, 3 months, and I like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like having characters sooner than having to wait for them. But there was also some merit in having characters like Rex that were unavailable for a long period of time, because it made things a little bit different. You had a character that could match pretty much anybody in the meta, and only a certain amount of people had him. So it's like having a different squad that you could run. And that's really the main thing. It's not that you have a character that's OP and you're gonna be able to beat everybody else because you have this particular character. It's more about having the ability to run a different squad, and Rex gave you that ability because Rex gave you the ability to run a diverse team behind him. You don't have to have clones to run Rex lead. You can run Rex with Jedi. You could run Rex with Rebels. You could run Rex with dark side characters. You could run Rex with pretty much anybody, and you'll have a pretty decent arena squad. There's nobody out there like that right now. Right now it's just Commander Luke and the Rebels, and I mean, and you want to mix in maybe a little, Grand Admiral Thrawn or Darth Nihilus or something like that, and you're okay. God bless those 5 Grand Moff Tarkins out there that are holding down rank 1. But
way to go, guys.
Yeah, way to go. You guys are doing the right thing out there. Okay, moving along to the top 10 squad members at rank 1. R2-D2 and Commander Luke holding down 1 and 2, with General Kenobi right behind them. Han Solo surpassing Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Grand Admiral Thrawn right behind him, with Darth Nihilus close behind. And then it gets into Barriss Offee, with the consistent decline of Baze and Chirrut continuing to happen here, and Rex rounding out the top 10. So, I mean, pretty much what you'd expect. Really, the only dark side characters you're seeing in there right now are Darth Nihilus and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Everybody else is either a rebel or Rex. So it's pretty much like I said. I mean, these are the squads that you're seeing out there. Some sort of a mix of Commander Luke with R2. R2 is pretty much essential for that team, so that's why he's the number one squad member. But General Kenobi is obviously a big part of that squad. Han Solo. There's a lot of great teams out there, and but they're all some sort of formation of a Commander Luke lead with Han, and you still see some people running Leia. I'm surprised Leia isn't on this list. But
I run Leia.
You run Leia?
Oh yeah. Every day for about 3 months now. Leia, Ezra, GK, CLS, and R2 every day. Getting kind of tiring.
So Omega's trying to start up a storm over here in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Lord Skunk pays you, Omega, to come on my chat and say negative comments. That's what I think. No, but yeah, I mean, you should be here. What happened? I thought Omega wasn't he on this show? Like, wasn't he a co-host on here with us? Yeah. What happened?
Yeah, he sit there and chime in with witty banter. I don't know.
I think he got
too big for us, man.
I think he got a little. I think he got a little whiff of the '80s, and he just started discoing again. You know what I mean? Like, he's just out there, celebrating life, celebrating good times. But all right, so that pretty much rounds out the meta report for the week. If you guys have any questions that you'd like answered on the stream, now is the time. Ask away. Maurice will start compiling. I know we already have quite a few, and we'll try to get through them here on the show. Let me get into some of these squad arena battles, because rank 36 just sucks. I remember a time where I would just sit at rank 1 for like a day, sometimes 2 days. This is it's depressing now.
All the good old days.
It's depressing now. Now I gotta actually fight.
Yeah, man, it's time for you to step the game up. You guys are living in the past, man.
Listen, there was something.
You can develop the next big thing, man. You got to develop it.
That doesn't exist right now. It doesn't exist. You can't make a good defensive team. I mean, if it was possible, that's what I would be doing. I mean, I would be sitting here trying to theory craft a good team, and I'd figure it out eventually. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing like that right now. So I mean, it's either you run this team or that's it. And if you're not running this team, you pretty much suck. That's how it is. But do we have any questions yet to get started with?
Oh yeah, we got some questions. The first question comes from Kuzo Kenobi. He asks, how long will Omega Mobile Gaming troll the chat?
That's the first question. I don't know.
That's the first question of the night.
As long as Maurice is the moderator, as long as he allows it. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, he's got to be the police out there. I can't control that too.
He's currently at 19 minutes and counting. So we'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, no, Omega's a good man. He's just trying to say hi in his own special way. So what's
all right? Next question comes from, let's have a look-see. Next question is from, here, another one from Cuzzo. Do you think they will give Kylo a leader ability and release the Knights of Ren? If they do, shut up and take my money, he says. You think they'll give Kylo a leader and release the Knights of Ren?
No. Do I think Kylo will have a leader ability? No, not this Kylo. Do I think there'll be another Kylo in the game? Yes. I think eventually we will see another Kylo in the game. Whether that's light side Kylo or, just Kylo without a mask, like just Last Jedi Kylo. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I do think we'll see another Kylo. I just don't think I don't think they're going to change. I don't think they're going to add leader abilities to any characters unless they're getting a rework. And I don't see another Kylo rework happening anytime soon. I mean, he just got a rework, relatively recently. So I think it'll be a while before you see any changes happening to that character. I mean, he's still a great character. I just think overall he's kind of fallen out of favor in Arena because on defense, I mean, he just does everything wrong. He's not his most deadly attack. He doesn't use, and it's not prioritized at the right moments. So he ends up using an attack that can work good if you have a full First Order squad because it gives them all turn meter. But if it's not applied correctly, the team's not going to do well on defense. So I mean, you don't really want to have a Kylo out there right now. But he's still a great character all around. I mean, you can use him pretty much in anything. Raids, TB. You can't, but I mean, you can use him in Galactic War, and I mean, in certain circumstances, he'll be a lifesaver for you. Is he still as effective in P1 of the AAT raid? I haven't used him in a while there.
Oh no, I think everyone's pretty much going to the CLS raid Han, just 2-minute.
Just 2-minute
approach now. It's just way quicker. I mean, I'd imagine that it would still work. It just take a lot longer because you got to retreat a couple extra times, maybe. I haven't tried it in months. I mean, I would think CLS raid Han is much better and way quicker. You're talking like an hour, over an hour with doing it with Kylo, to like 10 minutes with these two.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah. Next one, I'm trying to look up something here. All right, next question while I look that up is, and this one comes from JR, and he asks, why Talia? I guess he's referring to the monthly login character.
You're probably...
Why did they choose Talia?
That's the same question that probably, the entire game is asking right now. I would say, I mean, there's really only two things you could really say here. I mean, one of them would be a Phoenix rework. I'm sorry, not a Nightsister rework. Or a new Nightsister coming into the game. And if there was going to be a new Nightsister coming into the game, I was actually just talking with Maurice about this before the show, Mother Talzin would be an excellent character to see come into the game. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. We're so close to Last Jedi that it'd be kind of weird for them to go into Clone Wars characters right now. But I mean, other than a Nightsister rework, which I think is probably going to be the case. I mean, I think you're looking at characters that have never been reworked, characters that have never had any kind of viability in this game. If you're somebody who has always wanted to have a real, mean Nightsister squad, I think now is the time. If you're hiding somewhere in the woodworks and if you're Grande Patron, now's the time. Get up your Nightsister Initiate, your Nightsister Acolyte, your Talia. Get up your old Daka. That's really the most interesting part of a Nightsister rework to me, would be what they do to old Daka. Because if she gets a rework and it's actually interesting is she could actually be. I think she's a character that could actually get into some squads again, because I mean, she's got the revive, and on top of that, she's a healer. If she, I mean, I don't know what they could possibly do to old Daka to make her good, but I think her ability to stun multiple characters, at once, and also her ability to regen characters, could make her interesting if they did the rework correctly. So to me, if I was looking at one character specifically, because there's no way in hell that I'm running a full a full Nightsister squad in Arena. But I can imagine that they might make some of the Nightsisters, good. And if they were going to do that, I'd say Asajj Ventress and old Daka would be the two to really look at here. Asajj Ventress is really just, a little bit away from being an actual decent character. If they added some damage to her, maybe changed around some of her abilities so that she was a little bit more effective in the current meta, I think you could see them being pretty good in addition to other squads. So I mean, you could maybe add them to like an existing maybe CLS team, or who knows what it's going to be when they drop. But you can maybe add them to another squad and see how they work. But I don't think. I think you're looking at a Nightsister rework. That's just my opinion.
Well, Asana doesn't need to be touched, man. She might have the best leader ability in the entire game, but she's got no supporting cast to benefit from it. You know what I mean? 28 speed, 50% turn meter when they fall below 100% health. They have 50% chance to remove 20% turn meter whenever they damage an enemy.
You don't think she needs to be touched?
That's crazy.
You don't think she could use like a damage increase or like maybe?
No, she does good damage. I used her for a long time, man. Her damage isn't bad. She's squishy. She's real squishy, but she's got that the dispel move. If you can pop off if you can dispel a bunch of like opposing buffs, she gets 9% max health. Every time. So like maybe in a raid environment, she could really build like her health pool. And I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I'm pumped about this because every character that's been the login character for how many months now, it's always it's been like a tip off. It's either been like a brand new character, or like when we got Veers. When we got Veers as a daily login, we got Imperial, the Imperial Trooper rework. We just got Phasma as the monthly login, and then we had to use her to get BB8. Chirpa was one. We had the ATST event that month. So I mean, this is tipping us off something. People on the forums are speculating like perhaps these. The Nightsisters could be part of the next territory battle map, like just a change of scenery. All sorts of speculation floating around. I'm pretty excited because I love Asajj, man. I think she rocks, but she's got no help, and she can finally get some help. It'd be pretty nice. It definitely shake it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the characters to look at though would be like old Daka, Talia, Asajj. Nightsister Initiate actually is pretty tanky, and she can hit pretty hard. I think if she got a good rework, she could actually be pretty good too. The one character that I think is going to be like the resistance pilot of the bunch is going to be Nightsister Initiate. I'm sorry, Nightsister Acolyte. I don't know. I don't know if she'll ever be good in this game. I think she's like a cup mob enforcer character. Even with the rework, she's still going to be POW.
Yeah, and the star here says, why don't they give Asajj more speed? And if there's no buffs in the opposing team, Asajj has 79 base speed. I mean, that's pretty good. So you just got to dispel the opposing. She doesn't need any base speed. You just need to dispel the other team, and then she's lightning fast. From her passive, it's a unique kit she has.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next. Let's see. This one I'm trying to look up the answer, so I give it an exact number. From T Money, who is BB8 replacing in the Who is BB8 replacing in HAAT for big scores, and what year is he useful at, and what phase are people using him in? where do you think the BB8 fits best in a raid environment? I guess is the question here.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think I think BB8 just pretty much goes right in the resistance of P2. Probably, I guess all the resistance minus Ray maybe to get the exposed train running. Mine, unfortunately, like I said, I'm out of purple mats, so I can't really use him. He's like gear 8, but I know guys in my guild today had great success just with gear 8, gear 9 BB8s. Because I mean, he's never getting hit. I mean, Poe's got the taunt up the whole time, and then it's just expose it. I mean, the tank never goes, And I think it was McMole put out a video, one of your game changers. I think he had like 12 million in P2 with the BB8 setup.
Okay.
So he's going to add a lot to it. It's going to take some practice to use him, but as far as a Rancor, I can't see him being really useful in a Rancor at all.
Well, with a 75, with like a 71 turn, what is it, 72? 70?
Yeah.
I mean, the raid is going to be his home. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think phase 2 would probably be the best place for him with a resistance squad, and until they give us the droid rework, that'll be the case. But if they do a droid rework, watch out. Things could change.
Oh yeah, man, I'm pumped for a droid rework. I mean, he would work awesome with any combo of droids.
Droids are already good in P2. I think if they had a droid rework with BB8, I think that could be really good.
Yeah, some of the older guys, some of the older droids, they're just older characters, and they're kind of dated. They're still very good. They need some health. They need some protection. They need some pop. It's kind of dated. It's been passed by. They could use a rework.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Let's see. T-Money's got another question here. It is. Who do you guys have at Gear 12, and who are you gearing next to Gear 12?
So far, I don't have that many Gear 12s. How about you? I have 4.
Let me open my game and have a look here. I think I have 8.
Yeah, I'm working on a few. My next is Darth Nihilus. I
got R2, Commander Luke, Thrawn, Farm Boy, Baze, Kenobi, Han, Poe, Stormtrooper Han. I made some goofy decisions, but it's pretty much TV related. If you guys got your arena team set up, just to touch on the resistance again, I think Poe Dameron is a pretty good, pretty solid Gear 12 choice. The bump in health and protection really gives him just enough to withstand like the whole barrage of tank hits, like in P2. So I mean, he's not gonna have much health left, but you pop that Finn heal over time. That Gear 12 is just enough and keep him up the whole time. And since I put Gear 12 on Poe, I've gotten to a rage every time in P2. And his ship is something else. You Gear 12 Poe, and you can bring him off the bench and just one shot the TIE fighter pilot out of the air, because his torpedo special move, he can't be evaded, and he comes off the bench with advantage underneath my Akbar. So it just one shots TIE fighter pilot, which is nice. Nihilus is a great suggestion. I haven't done him, and there's a lot of meta characters that I don't have. Leia would be good. I'm doing Scarecrow Pathfinder next to kind of complete my TB prep. He'll be like the last one I'll need for TB. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. I'm not going to try to... I can't even begin to explain why I put one on Farm Boy and Stormtrooper Han. It's kind of my little pet project for TB, but it's working well. I would not suggest it to really anyone.
I would not suggest that to anybody. Now, my last My last Zeta was Han, regular raid Han, and like I said, the next one is going to be Darth Nihilus. I was thinking about Death Trooper, but I think Nihilus is the way to go. And then I'll probably do Grand Admiral Thrawn after that. I've also had some thoughts. I got Fulcrum Ahsoka, so I'm thinking about doing her Zeta as well. But I've had some mixed reviews about that, so I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I would think if CLS, Raid Han, R2, Kenobi, Thrawn, Nihilus, maybe Old Ben.
Old Ben is somebody I was about to mention. Old Ben is somebody I'm thinking about, and I've hated Old Ben forever, in this game, because of his dodge and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I mean, I'm actually a big fan of his rework, and I think his Zeta could be really cool. So, which one would you do? Would you do the Zeta for his taunt or?
Oh yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah.
I've been pussyfooting around on Old Ben. He's only gear 9, so he just takes too many Carbonis, man. I can't finish him right now. I got too much going on, which sucks. But
yeah.
All right, let's see if we can try to merge that with another question here. Okay. Tony Richards asks, today I got the final Gear 12 piece of CLS, so he has all 3 of the G12 pieces. It only got like 212 power per piece. I guess he thinks that's a little low, but since they changed the galactic power, every single gear piece gives the same amount of power, and it's scaled by level. So all 3 of your pieces at Gear 12 are going to give him. It doesn't matter the piece, the strength of the piece. It's just going to give the exact same.
But it's going to make he said CLS?
Yeah.
It's going to make your CLS much better, though, because he's getting a tremendous amount of a tremendous amount of health. I mean, isn't it like 5,600? And that translates to a lot. You know what I mean? So you're talking about a huge increase in health protection, and I mean, your CLS is going to be super tanky.
Well, he makes a good point, and it seems kind of like a ripoff for power, because I mean, 212 power for a piece that gives you 150 physical damage, 1,000 health, tons of armor penetration. That's kind of misleading. That's not an accurate representation
of galactic power.
Of that one piece at all. Yeah. So that's a good point he makes there about that.
Right. I mean, and I understand what you're saying. I agree, but I also think that the reasoning behind it is to, it's just to kind of keep the galactic power thing uniform. You know what I mean? So it's not confusing, because if they start creating different values for each piece, I think it'll be, you'll start to see an imbalance between the characters.
Well, the flip can be said as well, because sometimes you're going from Gear 9 to Gear 10. There's a real easy blue piece stuck in there, just a very easy to farm piece that takes you maybe 20-30 energy to finish. I mean, those pieces are giving you the same as those comm links that take 50 sun cuffs and 50 of the comm links. So it probably will balance out, I guess, over the course of a character. I don't know, maybe.
Well, if it was different for each type of gear piece, for TB at least, the guild could kind of accurately give you some sort of a plan as to who you should gear next to get the most galactic power for the guild, which would be kind of interesting if somebody actually went that far to say, okay, create a farming plan for the entire guild so that you're getting the most GP for the whole squad. I don't know. If let's say you knew that getting the CLS Gear 12 pieces got your guild an additional 10k GP versus doing Grand Admiral Thrawn, you would do that. You know what I'm saying? And you'd tell your whole guild to do that because it's going to help the guild more. but I don't think they don't keep track of those values anywhere. Like there's like, in other games sometimes there's like they have those values like online where you can actually see them somewhere. They don't do that in this game, so you don't have like a table somewhere where you can just go take a look at all that stuff. But next question.
See if I can wiggle two more out of this crowd here. What are the best mods for BB8?
Okay, well, I think that you're going to want. Let's take a look here.
Well, he's got a base speed of 162, so you definitely want to probably use a speed set, because that alone is going to give him 16 extra base speed without any secondaries at all. I mean, you could completely discount the secondaries in a speed primary. Just a speed set alone is going to put him at 178. I mean, that's pretty quick.
I mean, I think you could argue. A potency set also. Because now, but Illuminated Destiny is unavoidable, right? So, like, it doesn't really matter what his potency is.
Potency, man. Because that's really the only. Maybe for his tenacity down,
right,
on his basic. He does have tenacity down and also days on his basic. I mean, I guess that could be applied to his basic.
Right.
He doesn't really spread anything around, so speed, maybe some tenacity, health, a potency set for his basic. I mean, a speed set's probably going to be the best choice, but then, the other little two-piece sets, kind of up to you and the strategy you use with the rest of your team.
Yeah, speed set sounds like a safe bet. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I might consider using a potency primary for the cross, because of his ability to stick tenacity down. I think that's a huge benefit, by the way, that he sticks days and tenacity down, especially for the raid. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like potency might be needed there. I mean, because the speed is pretty good, and in the raid, the speed isn't quite as important in a raid. Depends. I mean, phase 2, you kind of want to be fast. So I don't know. I mean, but it's worth trying out both ways to see which is the most effective. But I think if you're looking at all the sets, I don't think you need tenacity. I don't think you need. I mean, of course, you need a balance of all those things. But I'm saying, I don't think you need tenacity sets. I don't think you need offense sets. I don't think you need. I don't think you want to go with health sets. I think the way to go is going to be speed and potency, for sure. But next question.
All right, that pretty much wraps up all the questions I have. Let me see if. All right, Eddie Smith just asked, when is Kylo's ship becoming free to play?
That's a good question. I would love it to go free to play right away. I mean, it's one of the coolest ships. It's actually one of the main ships I was really looking forward to getting when ships came out, because I was like thinking to myself, I mean, for sure. I mean, we got Kylo in this game. They're going to do Kylo's ship. I don't know. I think that pretty soon. I'd imagine. Definitely like at least around the time Last Jedi comes out. They may just release another pack, where you can get it, maybe maybe you can unlock it for like 80 shards if you buy this pack for $20 or something, and then they'll eventually put them into the, so you can get like a head start on it, and then maybe they'll eventually put them into the, I don't think they're going to do the shard shop anymore, so, maybe into the fleet shipments, but it'd be cool if they made them farmable elsewhere as well. Maybe, out of the guild store would be a good spot if they could start putting some ships in there, because I really don't need any shards or any gear out of that guild store anymore. That currency just racks up at this point. I mean, do you use the guild store currency for anything other than shards for those characters?
Pretty much just convert to shard shop, and occasionally I need one of those like back to gels, or maybe like one of those MK8 blast techs, like the 1219 sets of 20, and those are a good deal, but after a while,
that's pretty much the only good deal. That's pretty much the only good deal. Everything else is like outrageously priced, and on top of that, the characters there, I have. I mean, I don't need Ray. I mean, the only character I was farming, the most recent character was Sabine, and I'd finished that, a couple months ago. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there's definitely a need to maybe put some ships in there. That would be a cool place to see them. Maybe the last Cantina node. But, we'll have to wait and see. So that wraps it up for the questions?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about all I got there.
All right. Well, guys, I think we're gonna call it a stream. And I appreciate everybody coming to check it out. I appreciate everybody, watching me, unlock BB8. Next stream, we'll get some gameplay, and I'm sure I'll have them leveled up a little bit higher and geared up and modded and all that stuff. And, we'll get to try them out a little bit. If you guys have any questions, or if you'd like to talk with us, we're going to be in Discord after this, so you can come chat with us there. Also, expect... we'll be back again next week on Friday night. So the stream will be Friday night around the same time, 10, 11 o'clock. And we'll get things kick-started there. We'll be, a little bit into October then at that point. So I'll have some more information, I'm sure. It's been a couple of weeks since we've got any kind of real update besides the fix to the 43 stars for the guilds. I think we'll get some probably some sort of a game update next week. If you guys want to check us out, just go over to thealliancegaming.com and come join us in our Discord. You can follow the instructions there. Also, you can check out tons of great content from all the contributing Alliance members. And I appreciate everybody coming to check out my show. I'll see you guys next week, and may the Force be with you guys.
Toodles.